Happy New Year at the time.
Happy New Year, future listeners.
Yes.
Welcome. Happy 2022. We're recording live from November 2021 because we really wanted to get this episode out of the way.
Yes. The New Year hasn't happened for us, but the Animal Crossing update has, and that's close enough. So, we're going to be talking about the most... We're going to be talking about the video... We're going to be talking about the movie that everyone talks about. Edit this out.
We're going to be talking about the movie everyone is talking about. 2021's Luca. We're finally doing a proper Pixarspective and episode 24. Oh man.
24.
So yes, we're finally at the episode 24. We're going to be talking about Luca. We're going to be talking about Luca, and if you haven't listened to our first impressions video, I highly recommend you listen to that first. But first off, I am the Wash.
I'm RandomBystanderHere.
Abbiamo visto Luca e ora ne riparleremo.
What the fuck?
I'm very mad at that.
What? Is that ItsKirbyfan in like Italian?
I already closed out of the tab, but it was something along the lines of we watched Luca and we're going to talk about it. Something like that.
I love how it's just the voice.
You literally have no choice but to keep that in, too.
No, we don't.
I mean, it makes my job easier. I'll give you that. Thank you.
You just do the whole podcast in that voice in Italian.
Oh gosh, yeah, the whole time Google translated Italian.
You don't talk. You just do text to speech. So, since we already discussed everything in the first impressions, since we already did our initial thoughts in first impressions, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, so I feel like whenever we revisit Pixar movies, we always talk about the ending first. Should we do the same with Luca? Because I feel but based on our first impressions video, it wasn't quite as controversial as something like Toy Story 4 especially, or Soul, or Onward, but there was still a divide. So do we want to start with the ending and then work our way back, or did we want to change things up for the new year?
Ooh, good question. Okay, here's a change up for the new year. This is this is not going to be the title of the episode, but this is the Wash half-heartedly apologizes for their Luca takes.
Oh no.
So what you're saying is that it's worse than you remember?
It's worse than I know. Well, first off, you might have.
I'm getting my popcorn.
You might have already noticed towards the end of the first impressions that like what the Kirby fan had to say was just like, that's a good point, and then I was tuning on that, and sometime after recording that, I watched it. I watched it again with my partner. I'll talk about that in a bit because there's a funny story with that. And I came out of that and liking it a lot more than I did the first time. Still did not appreciate the Alberto's exposing his monster self to spite Luca. And then the third time around, it was much the same. Like this is working. And I think back on I re-listened to the first impressions video, partly just so I know like what we already discussed in depth, and partly just to remember what my problems were. And looking back on it, I think I was expecting a Studio Ghibli film.
Yes, that's actually like one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. It's not, and I mean we all agree on that, right?
Yeah,
I agree on that now. Like that was so much of the marketing behind it, and so much of the talk behind it was about how much of a Studio Ghibli film it is, and that's why it was bothering me so much, because plot wise, it's not. It's
I think maybe that's why it didn't bother me that much, because I didn't expect that at all.
I mean, neither did I. I mean, I thought that, that's a direction the movie could have gone, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And I mean, in your defense, Wash, your good pal Kirby fan will defend you here. You're not the only one that felt lukewarm about the movie. A lot of people did. It wasn't just you. So
yeah. I do remember us discussing that. I didn't look into the other reviews though. I probably should have.
Oh yeah, that might have that might have been. I didn't either.
I looked into a few things, but not much. Kirby, actually, you go first, Kirby. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, so when this movie started, I was hella nervous after all the defending that I did, and the underwater stuff was just not working at all for me. At all. I was like, oh my god, did I say all of that just to be just for was I right? Did I watch a different movie from everybody else? And then Luca gets to the surface, he meets Alberto. It's complete and total turnaround. Literally, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but that point onward, that point onward, I had a blast. Spoilers, but this is a winner in my book. Still is.
Okay, Random, what were you gonna say then?
We didn't talk about this, and feel free to edit this out if you think this is like a weird take or a weird thing going on. But whenever I didn't notice this at the time we were talking about the film, but you can blame TikTok for this. People were like saying like, "Ooh, there's hidden symbolism behind this film about like what it's like being gay." And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
Oh, it's there. It's there. Like I'm a straight man, so I didn't notice it at all my first time through. But like when you point it out to me, I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is. And I feel stupid for not noticing it. Because they make it as obvious as Disney will let them.
Yeah. The funny thing, is that there's, at the end when they get accepted, and they're talking about how, not everybody is going to accept them because of the norms, and it's going to change the way that they look. And I'm like, oh shoot, I am not experiencing this. No way. No way is somebody who's dressed as a man all of her life now wishing that now dressing in the style of fashion that she should have been dressing, and people discriminating against her for it. No way. It's like it is gay symbolism. I'm not gonna try to like overwrite it. I mean, I am at least partially gay, so whatever, but still. It's just that specific point I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, no, totally. Like, I have no idea. No way.
I don't know anything about this director, and I'm not going to psychoanalyze them to try to figure out anything. I am not sure that it's actually intentional, but you really can't make a film about a boy that is trapped in his conservative family, trying to explore a whole new world without it with a male friend, without it being a little gay.
Yeah,
it's a smidge.
The super big thing, the point where I was like, all right, there is literally no hetero explanation for this, was the very end, which, still one of the best parts of the movie, at the very end when Alberto and Luca separate, and they do that thing where Luca leaves on the train, and Alberto chases after him longingly, and they're crying, missing each other.
Yep, that's
which,
what I thought, too.
Again, gay or not gay, one of the best parts. But there's there's literally no hetero explanation for this.
No. There is not, but that's
They're
okay.
Just good friends. You're reading too much into this.
Wait, what, Wash? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you actually couldn't hear me?
Yes, but also I think I know what you said, so I wanted to say that too.
It works either way. It's multi-layered, actually.
I didn't hear you, but I think I heard you. So
okay. I will say a smidge of homoromanticism. A smidge. But that's also that there is. I feel like there's a smidge of that in a lot of male friendship, especially something this close.
I wouldn't feel this like this doesn't happen with Woody and Buzz, but for example, like
and even for the ones that it does happen with, like there is so many scenes again where it's like, okay, I guess there's a hetero explanation for this, but like you gotta stretch it in the same way where there's like, oh, there's not a homo explanation for this or something, and then the ending happens and it's just like, oh, two old gay boys, wonderful, go them.
It's just I literally can't. Again, I didn't notice it at first. But now
I didn't either,
I
and I'm mad at myself. Like, for all the good that I said about the movie, how did I not notice this?
And literally, I found this out, like, someone pointed it out to me on TikTok the day after we did our first impressions. And I'm like, fuck! There was this video 24 hours ago!
Exactly.
And I feel like it kind of makes the movie better for me, like...
Oh, yeah, for me too.
It adds an extra layer to the whole experience.
I still stand by this. One of my favorite things about the movie, even still, probably even more so than Luca and Alberto, I'll be perfectly honest, is the relationship between Luca and Julia.
Oh yeah.
I live for that stuff.
I
live for the scene where she's telling Luca about the solar system. And when she runs out of things to tell him, and instead of him being like, oh, that's cool, he's like, I want to learn more. He wanted to get away from home so bad to learn more things, and he doesn't just get content with what he's learned about. He wants more.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like a vague, sorry, random, but it's not like a Disney princess, I want more. It's knowledge that this kid wants.
No, I understand completely. And it's really interesting, because even before... Like, this is a subtle thing I noticed. Like, his parents literally tell him curiosity killed the catfish or something like that. The curious not the exact words. Caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like literally his relative suppressing him wanting to know his knowledge just for old ways. Yeah. I don't know if that's intentional or not. It sounds like it could be. It sounds like it can't be. But
I will stand by my original opinion. Parents...
No, I hate the parents.
No good.
The mother I like more than the father, but that's like saying I'm trying to think of a good example.
Better. I'll give them. They were slightly better than Dory's parents. How about that?
Yeah,
I'll give you.
They had personality. It just wasn't good.
It wasn't good. It wasn't well explored, and they barely showed up in this at all. And like,
they showed up more than the uncle.
I stand by the uncle, though. I like him.
He literally is in like 2 scenes, and one's the very end credits.
Yeah, but like, good.
I don't know. I prefer the anglerfish from Finding Nemo. Out of all the anglerfishes in Pixar movies.
Okay, I mean, fair.
I go for the anglerfish in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Only one gets their heart punched, so...
That's true. Too much oxygen up here.
But did Ugo try to tempt somebody with ice cream? I don't think so.
No, he tried to tempt somebody with whale carcass. Doy.
Oh yeah.
Were those like those sheep fish? Were they supposed to be like a thing? Were they supposed to be like minions?
I don't know, because they're gone after the first like 15 minutes.
It was like, there was the first 15 minutes, and then at the end, the credits, the post credits. There was one that showed up again, and it's like, are you supposed to be a thing? Who are you?
Yeah, you're literally in the beginning, and the only one I remember is Giuseppe, because they just kept trying to run away.
They kept saying his name over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he just kept saying his name again and again. And yeah, like, that intro stuff is a rough start. I said this from like from a coworker that, like, it felt like there were like 3 different films in this. And
I
still wouldn't say that, but I would.
There were 2 different films.
Yeah.
Like, I literally feel like the opening's trying to cop. Like, the opening feels like a poor man's Little Mermaid, but I know. It's just a bit harsh for Luca.
Wrong pipe.
Oh God! I killed Wash.
The water.
You see, I insulted the Little Mermaid, and now the water's striking back in Wash's throat.
Okay, Wash. I want to know if you've changed your mind on this. I was listening to our original tape, and you proposed the question, "What are the stakes?" And I was like, if they get found out, not only will Luca have to go back underwater, but also they'll die. And you weren't convinced. Were you convinced on your second or third watching?
What I specifically meant by what were the stakes were kind of how to create scenarios for them to ever get caught in the first place. Because all they really needed was like a towel nearby, and they're good. It's not like oh no, the full moon! I gotta get out of here. It's just like, do you got a towel? Can I just like mop my hand down?
Literally, one person just rubs it. I think Alberto like gets his shoulder touched by the father, and he just like quickly like,
yeah.
That really all.
Okay. Yeah, so that scene in mind, the cat was still 10 out of 10 for all of us.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, my God.
11 out of 10.
Okay. You know what? Wash, random, both of you, I'm wrong, you're right. This is definitely like the best Pixar cat.
There's literally no competition.
Toy Story 4 cat.
There's a cat in Toy Story 4?
There's a cat in the thrift store in Toy Story 4.
And it's you really comparing it to the majesticness of this cat?
I love that.
Oh,
cat.
and
Bitch, please.
don't forget the cat from Incredibles in the tree.
Yeah. Look, sorry, Incredibles, you're my favorite, but when you're beaten, you're beaten.
I'm sorry. I will defend it. This is the best Pixar cat. If there's anything, if we had a tier list of all the best cats in the Pixar universe, this cat is number one. It was his cat, Mr. Krabs. He was number one.
No contest. S tier, like, fucking Pixar cats.
I want
cats
this cat
in
my New Horizons.
Yeah, no,
island.
I'm with Wash.
Like, animated cats in general, like, this is S tier cat right here. And
yes.
I'm not counting like talking cats, so don't give me any of that. Like, this is just a stellar cat. I just love this cat so much.
I want this cat to be turned into an Animal Crossing villager so I can have them in my island.
It's a little mustache that they got.
Still one of my favorite things is when it's like, they're like terrified of the cat. They see the fish, they're like trying to get it close, then finally Alberto just like shoves it in its cat's mouth. And the cat's like,
You won me over now.
It stopped attacking after that. It just kind of like floated around. Or like at the ending when they come back from winning the race, and they put the cat on the Vespa and have it like pretend to drive around, and the thing is, it just could not look any more bored.
The cat is great.
I love this cat.
It's literally the best part of
that whole family. That whole family is 10 out of 10. I love all of them.
It is.
That is something that I'll give my past self. Is that, like, I still agree that I wish there was more of this town beyond this one family and the bully and his lackeys. Like, it would be real nice, and again, I feel like they intended it to have they intended some more characters to show up, but like, considering how stellar that family is, Julia, Massimo, the cat, Machiavelli, just Massimo especially is like, you got like you have a character with a handicap, with a disability, like born without one arm, and he takes it with pride. Like,
I love the way he tells Alberto. He can tell that he's like interested in it. So because he's a little kid, so he humors him. He's like, a sea monster bit my arm off. And he's like, I was just born with it. And then he just keeps going. And it just, keeps doing his thing because he's disabled. He's disabled, but he's still a boss.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like, Alberto is so like inspired by him, but that there's one shot where you can see he's practicing himself to try to do it, like because he's just like he's cutting up rope and everything with one arm. Oh my god, I gotta be like this guy.
It hits so much harder when he says, my dad told me I was old enough to be on my own, and he just left.
Yeah,
and he kind of looks at what's his name, Maximo.
Maximo. Yeah,
he looks at Maximo like the father figure he always wanted, and it's
exactly, and that's what he got. I said this exact same thing in our first impressions, and I felt hook, line, and sinker here. I knew I was gonna cry at the ending because that really, hit me hard. But when Alberto and Luca have their fight, they go home. Julia says that he left. Massimo goes to leave. Luca says, I don't think he wants to be around anybody. And he says, all right, but you never know, just in case. And he leaves.
Yeah. And Machiavelli, the cat, is also sad about it. Oh my god.
I have tears in my eyes right now.
It's so nice. Like, they're such good characters.
This movie is so pleasant. And then there's the bully, and he's actually funny.
I don't know how I feel about the bully.
I still like the bully.
I still like him. Yeah.
I mean, compared to Monsters University, he's gold.
Yeah. So the thing about the bully is that his role in the story is I'll grant you that it is every single bully, but the vocal performance, the specificity of like his lines and stuff,
especially the animation.
Yes, especially the animation. Like this isn't a bully you haven't seen before, but because of the way that it's done, I really liked him.
He's talking about the Vespa, and Luca looks over dreamingly, and then he just snaps right into frame and says, "Hey, stop looking at it. You don't deserve it."
So why do you feel iffy about him, Random?
I don't know. It's just I guess I feel like he's just like every other bully character, and so like I guess that kind of annoys me. But you are right. The snappiness of his animation and how his vocal performance really differentiate him. Also, I will say this: I had the subtitles on this time. I did not have the subtitles on because my mom didn't want them on. When I first watched this film, I had so much trouble understanding what he said. And granted, a lot of the subtitles in this says something in Italian.
Yeah.
But at this point, I had a much easier time understanding him and following him because he's pretty fast paced. Like, like
super
snapping.
Fast. Yeah, which I like that because I love that the movie is moves at its own pace. But with a movie like this, you do kind of. I talked about this a lot during Star Kid. You have the lulls. Most of this movie is that lull. But having like just that injection of energy every once in a while, it is nice.
And he is the main conflict for the plot. Not only is he just an asshole, but he wants to go after the sea monster. So if Luca and Alberto are found, that guy will kill them. Literally, he says, "I will kill the sea monsters."
He almost kills Luca and Alberto in human form. He throws a harpoon at them and says, "Oh, I missed." Like that's like, I think the number one difference between this bully and a lot of other bullies is that it's like he actually does things.
Like the bully from Monsters University, he's just a stupid jerk who doesn't really do anything.
We keep talking about Monsters University. Like, honestly,
the lowest standards of bullies. I'm sorry.
The much better comparison here, we already made it. It's Chick Hicks. Like, he is that pathetic. That really pathetic bully. It's just that he also happens to. He's like if Chick Hicks would also like put sugar in Lightning's like gas tank. Like he has like an extra edge, but like the performance and the character, the writing, the snappiness, like it mostly point to somebody that's like really sad.
And this is tough, but I do have to side with Chick Hicks here. I think Chick Hicks is the better bully, which is so funny. It's so funny to say because like this kid is actually a bully and Chick Hicks is like a professional NASCAR racer.
Yeah.
So calling just calling Chick Hicks a bully is so like funny.
When the real antagonist of Cars was Lightning himself.
Yes. But yeah, I I already forget his name. What is his name?
Oh, Okole.
Ercole. There we go.
Ercole, correct.
I love how again, I also just he's not even technically that threatening. He alternates between like being threatening and pathetic depending on what happens in the movie. Like there are moments where
I mean that's oh sorry.
And that, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's bad because that's great. I love pathetic villains.
No, I was gonna say that's like, isn't that kind of standard for like a couple of the Disney villains because they?
Oh yeah, I was about to say he's trying to be Gaston. That's what he's literally trying to do. But he's more coming off as like
Jafar.
No, you're giving him too much credit.
Oh yeah,
Jafar is much better than that. I'm trying to think of like he's coming off more as like Captain Hook. Basically, where it's just,
that's phenomenal. I love that.
That's
he's
a
like,
good one. Yeah,
literally, he's a coward. He's hot, short-tempered. He lets his ego get the best of him, and he lets his minions do all the work.
He throws a bucket of water onto Alberto to out him as a sea monster, and one of his minions goes, "Captain, no splash."
I was gonna make that joke. Fuck you.
I'll give you a splash. Who's next?
God, that actually sounds like something he would say. Wow.
All this really needed was a ticking alligator.
Just imagine the uncle comes in and you just hear him like,
oh, that would be a perfect way to get the uncle into this.
Yeah. Just imagine the uncle eats Ercole. I mean, that'd be kind of bad. But
he seems like, this is not so good, well, Carcass.
So, I don't know why I didn't remember this line from my first viewing because it's so funny. But it's when Ercole is like, he's picking on Julia when they go to sign up. He's picking on all of them. And Julia says an insult to him, like, "Your evil empire of injustice." Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, but you have to get new insults." And I forget what Luca calls him, but nobody gets it.
He calls him a catfish.
A catfish, yeah. And then Luca's follow-up is, they're bottom feeders. Also, they have these two weird little whiskers that don't look good.
Like, holy shit.
I mean,
I love Luca so much.
I've turned around on Luca. Yeah.
I'm before I say anything about Luca, also him and Captain Hook, they've both been called fish. Anyway, yes, I love Luca.
Oh shoot. Oh, that's good.
Just one was called catfish, the other was called codfish. Anyway, that's my Disney trivia for the day. Yeah, I love Luca a lot. I really enjoy his character. He's a curious protagonist who doesn't want more, he just wants to experience things.
Yeah. His driving motivation until, he gets bought to reality, so to speak, is literally to just explore the world that he's never been allowed to see.
Yeah.
Get that Vespa, drive with Alberto, and go somewhere new every single day.
Yep.
Which, even for Alberto, I know we're talking about Luca, but even for Alberto, it makes sense because Alberto's never really, he hasn't really had somebody in his life. So getting Luca and being able to do that with him, that's what drives Alberto. It's the same thing, and they're... okay, Luca.
Well, yeah, I really liked Luca. He was funny.
Very funny, yeah.
I mean, I don't like the sea as much as the land, but don't say surface. Surface.
What's wrong with your fight?
Oh yeah, we barely talked about those fantasy sequences. That's right.
There's a lot of fantasy sequences in this movie.
Especially in the beginning, the first half, like it's wall to wall.
And you know what? They remind me a lot of La Luna.
Yeah, especially when they go to Saturn. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use literal assets.
Do you still stand by when you said Arlo done right?
I said that?
You said Luca is Arlo done right.
I don't quite know, but the only reason I don't say that is because I don't really want to compare him to Arlo anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll regurgitate what I said in that episode instead. Arlo is much more of not a leader, but he thinks he's a leader, and he'll get stuff done himself. Luca is much more of a curious mind that instead of getting stuff done, he's willing to follow other people so that he can learn more about what they have to teach him.
Yeah, that's right. That's accurate.
Luca will be like, something new. Arlo will be like, Mama! I didn't want that dumb bark anyway.
My father would be still alive if it weren't for you.
I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that line.
All right, I'm starting to get angry. Let's change the subject.
Back to Luca for like the 10th time.
But,
Yeah,
okay. There was a great line towards the end from his grandmother, where he says that there are some people that some people aren't gonna accept him, some people are. He managed to find the good ones. And if that's not the gayest thing I've ever heard.
That's the most LGBT thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like literally, how did we not catch this?
I'm so mad at myself. I am so mad at myself.
I'm a straight theater kid, so maybe that's why I missed it. But even like, what the fuck? How? I'm so dumb.
Oh yeah, like when something. What is like when something's gay? You're thinking like, that's theater for you. Is that what you're saying?
It's more just like I'm just surprised myself because like I'm not that dumb. I usually catch shit like this. And I usually like get that subtext, which is great subtext. And I'm just like, oh, that's a cute line about how they're accepted as sea monsters.
Yeah.
Nothing about it at all.
The only thing going through your mind at the time is, haha, funny cat.
Funny cat. They're great friends.
Such great friends. Funny cat. Ha ha ha.
Let's we talk about Luca. I don't think that we talked as much about Alberto. Like what are thoughts now? Alberto? We said at the time that he wasn't the strongest character.
I still defend Alberto. However, he did get on my nerves a little more this time. I definitely defend him, and I think for the story, everything that happened was very natural, but he did annoy me.
Narratively, I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a jerk for the sake of being a jerk. He just doesn't want to lose not even just friend, the only person he's come into contact with and been close to since his father left.
Yeah.
I'd be scared too if I were him.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He's scared. That's the whole point, is that he's not, like, when he's in control, he's pretty chill. I mean, like, very in control to a fault, but not, like, annoyingly just, to a fault for, the character, not the writing or whatever.
He's literally doing this for him as, like, a defense mechanism.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He's not showing weakness because that's who he's trying to be.
Yeah, when Luca tells him, did you know those aren't fish? Those are things called stars. He doesn't even think twice about it. He's like, of course they're fish. What are you talking about? Anyway, come here.
The same thing happened when like Luca said, like, I saw my parents. They're coming to get me, and he just keeps insisting, your parents aren't here. Like,
that's just Bruno. Just silencio, Bruno. Just silence.
Silencio, Bruno is one of the most quotable lines of the movie.
They say it like so many freaking times.
They do. Yeah. They literally force it.
They wanted it to be a thing.
All right, so we're running a little low, and there's another character I super duper want to talk about. So let's wrap up with Alberto. Wash, you've been a bit quiet. What did you think of him this go around?
I like what happens around him. I like that he's a good foil to Luca, because we talked about how Luca is a very, very curious-minded, and Alberto is the exact opposite of that. Even early on, he's showing him all this cool stuff. He shows him the record player, and he just says, "Oh, it's broken." But Luca already fixes it while he's in the middle of the sentence. Like, he doesn't bother to try to fix it. He just says, "Oh, it's broken, so I don't have to. I'm not worrying about that." Or like when they're at the village, and like Luca has to keep insisting Alberto, no, keep asking questions. Like, why? Like, she answered it. What more do I have to ask?
Yeah.
It's, I get it, and it is. He still gets on my nerves at times. Like, he's not as good as he's not as. I suppose it's just like that I don't want to like meet this kid. at least for the most of the film, I wouldn't want to meet this kid. But I again, it's like I get it. Fine. It's not. I still felt that his jealousy would just, I don't know, but it's fine. Let's get to
fine.
Well, there's one character left.
Julia?
My favorite character of the film still Julia.
Yeah.
No question.
I love this kid. I love this kid so much. Steep competition here, even just from her family. Still best character. She's my 15 out of 10. Sorry, Kat.
I can understand that. She's funny, she's witty, she's smart, she's also curious, nervous.
You see so much of her personality based on how she acts around both Luca and Alberto. You know, Alberto gets on her nerves. She's not going to sit down. She's going to take it. They're still friends. She still enjoys his company, so she's not animostic towards him like she is. Oh God, I forgot the bully's name. Enrico, not Enrico. Ercole. I had Enrico stuck in my head, and I'm like, I know that's not it. It's Ercole, I think. Yeah. And I mean, I know like things do get rough, but well, at least when things are copacetic, she's still generally rougher to him than she is Luca. With Luca, she's a lot calmer, a lot more fun and excited. She's worried that she comes off as too much, but Luca says, no, not at all. Teach me more. It's pleasant and cute.
It's really, she's just so sweet, and even when Alberto was like visibly jealous, she still tried to treat him like a friend. Like she didn't really see, like he was a bit annoyed like when they first met because he just kept asking like weird questions about money.
I love when he's like, so with this money, can we get Vespa from that? She's like, no, you get that piece of trash over there. It's like this beaten up Vespa, and they're like,
we gotta get that race.
Where are you two from anyways? We're not gonna tell you. We're runaways.
She's like surprised at this, but then she's like, okay, I guess like when I hear like my parents were gonna send me away, it's like, oh, I know what's wrong, kid. I get it. Wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Just the energy that she has. I love when Massimo has Alberto and Luca, working and stuff. He's like, Julia, you'll be delivering today. And she's like, I'm already out. Bye. She wakes them up with the trumpet every morning.
Oh, yeah. Because she's just so excited to have, like, friends in the village.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just her.
She even mentions, like, in this village, she's usually treated like the outcast and the weird kid. But now she's got friends.
Yeah.
I love it. She was talking with Luca about the solar system. She gives him the book, and she goes to do this cartwheel, but it's so obvious that she's not very athletic, so she, like, bumps into a bunch of stuff, and then she lands, and she's like, the book is yours!
No, the universe is literally yours! Because the book was called The Universe.
I got some I got some adventurers out there vibes, like Ellie vibes from that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that, yeah.
And probably with like the same timing, because I watched the credits and I noticed that they were watching the moon landing, or at least I think they were watching the moon landing. So this would have put it around in like the 60s, which feels about right actually for this time period.
Yeah, no, I can agree. 30 seconds left. What can we talk about?
The cat's great.
I mean, Julia. Let's talk about Julia more. I'm okay with that.
Can I talk about a story that I with the when I watched it with my partner?
Okay, I'm going to stop the timer, so just let me say this. Yeah. You know who else watched this movie with their partner? The timer.
The timer.
There you go.
Okay. So I'll just tell the story. We were watching this, and we got to the part where there were the two old ladies eating ice cream, and Luca says, "What's wrong with you, stupido?" Alberto said, like, this is a nice human town, isn't it? But my partner thought that one of the old ladies said it, so she's like, are those two sea monsters? And I said, no, that was Alberto who said it. And then at the end, it turned out they were both sea monsters. And so like, I called it. It's like she used the wrong formula and got the right answer. It was incredible to watch.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's super funny.
I love when that shit happens.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
Okay, final thoughts.
I like this movie better than I last time. Does it have something to do with the fact that I watched it by myself with subtitles? Most likely. Does it have to do with the fact that like I understood the context more of what it was trying to do and stuff? Yes. Was it the fact that I did understand more of the symbolism this time or not? Yes. But overall, even without all that stuff, I still really enjoyed it. I like the characters. I like the environment. Oh my god, I love the the Italian culture all thrown in. We didn't even talk about that much, but it was all over. They use the language. They use like the design of the village. Screw how the car Italian village was in Cars 2.
Oh man,
this is how you create a real Italian town.
Yeah, basically make one without Mater.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's like the difference is like the Cars 2 is like an Italian town created by like a tourist. And
yeah.
The difference is that Cars 2 is a racist movie.
That too.
That too.
But I really, really enjoyed this film much more than I thought I was going to. Like, I'll be honest, when I wasn't looking forward to watching this because I'm like, I have a lot of shit to do. I just got back from the mechanic. I don't know if I'm going to really get into this because I wasn't really too into this at first. I liked it, but I didn't like love it. But I really didn't wind up enjoying it more, especially once we got to the surface.
I also enjoyed this more than I did my first time. Once I got Studio Ghibli out of my mind, I could appreciate this more on its own terms. I still have some issues with Alberto. It's just at the same time I get it. It partly is like I was never really a jealous kid growing up, so it's like I didn't get this at all. Like why you'd be this dickish. But I get it. It's like for Alberto, it makes sense. Definitely warming up to Luca a lot more. The family, good God, we just so much to appreciate with the family. This beautiful work there. And it still like runs along in a pretty straight line. Like you know what's going to happen, but it's a comfortable ride along the way.
Yeah, I remember feeling pretty down in the dumps after the first impression, because Random was pretty lukewarm on it. Wash even less so. Our good friend, Count Rancid, messaged us a couple days later and was like, wow, Luca kind of sucks. So I was like, man, wow, I'm really alone on this. This was very therapeutic today. I was actually coming into this expecting something much more combative. But no, I'm glad. I also liked it more on my second watching than my first. I don't want to get too much into it because without spoiling very much, I'll be talking about Luca a lot during the rankings. So let's get into those.
Ooh, that makes me interested now. All right, let's do it. We haven't done this in a while.
Yes, that's right. We're going to bring back our old pal, the ranking. Oh,
yay!
Yay!
2 hours later.
Here's our ranking, our average ranking since the last episode. From the bottom up, we have Cars 2, A Bug's Life, The Good Dinosaur, Cars 3, Ratatouille, Monsters University, Toy Story 3, Brave, Finding Dory, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, Onward, Cars, Toy Story 2, Soul, Toy Story 1, WALL-E, Monsters Incorporated, Finding Nemo, Up, Incredibles, Coco, and Inside Out. And I have to make a note, that Ratatouille and Monsters University are tied, Toy Story 3 and Brave are tied, and Toy Story 4 and Onward are tied. We have
a triple tie. I have a feeling
no. And Finding Nemo and Up are tied.
We have a quadruple. One of the guys is gonna go away.
I don't remember there being a quadruple tie. I really hope I didn't mess up the code there. But
that sounds familiar.
Let's start from the bottom. We all have different bottoms. Do you recall what your bottom films were?
I remember.
How can we not?
So, random. Is this better than The Good Dinosaur?
Yes.
KirbyFan, is
God,
this better?
Yes.
KirbyFan, is this better than A Bug's Life?
Easily, yes.
And I think this is better than Cars 2. Moving up, you two have Cars 2, and I have Cars 3. I'll say straight up, this is better than Cars 3. KirbyFan, is this better than Cars 2?
Almost equally as easily, yes.
And Random, is this better than Cars 2?
Yes.
Moving on up, I have A Bug's Life. KirbyFan has Monsters University, and Random has A Bug's Life. KirbyFan, is this better than Monsters University?
Yes.
Random, is this better than A Bug's Life?
Hell yeah.
And I agree. Moving up, I have Brave. KirbyFan has The Good Dinosaur, and Random has Cars 3. Random, is this better than Cars 3?
Yes.
KirbyFan, is this better than The Good Dinosaur?
Yes.
And I think this is better than Brave. Please bear with us, listeners.
We gotta get through the bad to get to the good.
I remember Coco Wash was just like, can we skip?
There were a couple ones where we said and I think it was at Coco where we just said like, let's actually skip, like this list is way too long. Okay, moving up then. I have a good dinosaur. KirbyFan has Cars 3, and Random has Toy Story 3. Random, is this better than Toy Story 3?
Yes.
I think it's better than The Good Dinosaur. KirbyFan, is this better than Cars 3?
Yes.
Moving up, Random and I have Ratatouille, and KirbyFan has Toy Story 4. I think this is better than Ratatouille. Random, do you agree?
Yes, I think it's better than Ratatouille.
And KirbyFan, is this better than Toy Story 4?
Yes.
Moving up, KirbyFan has Ratatouille. Random has Brave, and I have Toy Story 3. I think it's better than Toy Story 3. Random, is this better than Brave?
Yes.
And KirbyFan, is this better than Ratatouille?
Yes.
Okay, moving on up. Random and I both have Monsters University, and KirbyFan has Toy Story 3. I think this is better than Monsters University. Random, is this better than Monsters University?
Oh, yeah.
Considering how many times we keep talking about the bully, I understand. And KirbyFan, is this better than Toy Story 3?
Yes.
Okay, moving up. KirbyFan, you have Brave, and Random and I both have Finding Dory. KirbyFan, is this better than Brave?
Yes.
Random is
wait, just with the footnote, this wasn't hard. This was very easy. But Brave is around the point where it's like, oh yeah, I like these movies.
Okay. Random, is this better than Finding Dory?
Yes.
And I agree. Moving up.
Also, I kind of like Finding Dory, so this is the part where I like these movies too.
Yeah, I started liking these movies around almost around Monsters University, but definitely Dory. Moving up, I have Incredibles 2. KirbyFan has Finding Dory, and Random has Cars. Random, is this better than Cars?
Yep.
I think this is better than Incredibles 2, and KirbyFan, is this better than Finding Dory?
Yes.
Moving up, I have Cars. KirbyFan has Incredibles 2, and Random has Onward. KirbyFan, is this better than Incredibles 2?
Yep.
Random, is this better than Onward?
Yeah.
And I think it's better than Cars. Now, KirbyFan and I both have Onward, and Random has Incredibles 2. Random, is this better than Incredibles 2?
Yes.
I think this is better than Onward. KirbyFan, do you agree?
I most certainly do.
Well, is this at any point, did this get hard for you? Anybody?
No.
Not yet.
Same here, not yet.
But we are now entering the top 10. Now, you two both have Soul, and I have Toy Story 2. Random, is this better than Soul?
Yes.
Was there some hesitation?
There was some hesitation in me saying it because I'm worried about what people will think. But other than that, no.
All right, it's
Because
fine.
I wouldn't have thought that when I first viewed this.
Okay. Kirby fan. Is this better than Soul?
No hesitation. Yes.
Okay. And I also think this is better than Toy Story 2. Moving up, you two both have Toy Story 2, and I have Toy Story 4. I'll start with Kirby fan on
Yes,
this.
please.
Actually, you know
really
what?
Curious.
Because I know what Kirby fan is about to say whenever we get to Toy Story 2.
If you're watching this and if it's your first episode, fine. Otherwise, if you don't know what I'm about to say, you really aren't a true Pixarspective fan.
Yes.
So I'll start. Yes, I think this is better than Toy Story 4. Random, is this better than Toy Story 2?
Wait, why can't Kirby go next?
Because we know what... Okay, just say it. Oh, is this hesitation?
It was.
No, Random, you go. I want to hear this.
Ah, shit. Yeah. It's better.
You think,
care to explain?
I think it's because of 1, Julia, and 2, just the symbolism, and 3, the setting, and the family. Like, everything in Toy Story 2 is great, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I'm a sucker for more, like, wholesome and drama than comedy.
Alright, that's fair. Let's go to Kirby fan then. Is Luca better than Toy Story 2?
And everybody with your Pixarspective bingo boards, with, shaking over the space that has Kirby fan will say Toy Story 2 is the funniest Pixar movie. I still stand by this. I think Toy Story 2 is the funniest Pixar movie. And I mention this because my first impressions, Luca landed right here. Again, for the third time in a row, Toy Story 2 would have been the modern Pixar killer. But no, this isn't even, like, remotely difficult. Luke is better.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. Now we're
I know, finally, for the first time in, gosh, how long?
The last one... Yeah, last one was... What was the last one? Because I'm looking
Probably
at
Coco. Probably Coco.
It probably was Coco, because, like, Soul,
based
Onward,
on
Incredibles 2, Finding Dory...
It was Coco.
Finally, the modern Pixar killer has been bested. So,
Yeah.
So now we're moving up. Kirby fan and I both have Toy Story 1. Random has Toy Story 4. I'll ask Kirby fan first. Is Luca better than Toy Story 1?
So this was hard, not because it was actually hard, but out of obligation. Luca is better.
Okay.
Ooh.
Alright. Interesting.
Let me know when you would like for me to start talking, because there's... Just let me know.
You say that it was only hard out of obligation, so I think, like, once we get to up, then I'll start asking. So, Random, is this better than Toy Story 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Elaborate, because this is part of the fun.
Yeah.
I know it's part of the fun. I don't remember why I put Toy Story 4 over Toy Story 2, but I think it was because of the ending, and I liked that what they did with Woody and Forky and all that stuff. I like the original story and what they did with the characters in Luca more than what they did with the characters in Toy Story 4. Oh, it was also because I liked how they handled the villain in Toy Story 4 too, as well. I liked what they did with the villain, and that I thought they really did something good with her. Yeah, the villain's more fun here. Luca.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
I love the dramatic twist and they did of, like, making her a not villain in Toy Story 4. And I loved how they, like, kind of ended Toy Story forever until technically Lightyear comes back. But I like Luca better.
So now it's on me. This was the hard part. Not Toy Story 4, Toy Story 1. And I've actually been flipping it back and forth between these two.
I think I know, and it's because of what Wash has said in the past.
What do you think it is?
I think you're going to pick Toy Story because you asked this question with Coco and Up. They're both buddy movies. Which one is the better buddy? And even I admit this, Buzz is a better buddy than Alberto.
Yeah.
That's my logic on why you picked Toy Story.
And it's a shame because at the same time, I like the family. I feel like I like the family in Luca more than anything in Toy Story 1. I think I'm gonna have to go with what I originally wrote down, which is Toy Story 1 for now beats out Luca just barely. Just barely. And I really want to revisit these films because I really want to get a better understanding of the placements here. It's also that Toy Story 1 is just a very solid it's a very solid script overall. It has no excess parts, partly because it's just so short, but it is an extremely efficient film. And it's funny as hell. Toy Story 1 still. Sorry, Alberto. You annoy me a little too much. This is where I ended here.
Okay, all right. Wash is out of the picture. It is now just Kirby fan and random bystander here.
Yeah.
Where will we land?
So now it's you two. Kirby fan has Up, and Random has Monsters Incorporated. I am very excited to hear. I'm excited to hear Random's thoughts, actually.
Why?
So I'll go with
Because-
Kirby fan first. Kirby fan, is Luca better than Up?
Gosh, Up is such a wonderful movie. But this wasn't hard. Luke is better.
Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
A lot of the things that Luca really focuses on are things that I am super into, things that I super appreciate. Part of the core of Up is that Carl Frederick made the wrong choice in trying to rescue the house and his memories with Ellie over Kevin. And that bothers me to this day. I like Alberto more than I like Russell. Probably, honestly, I love Carl. I probably like Luca more than I like Carl. They're both very colorful movies, so I mean that's like a draw. And okay, Up probably has the better soundtrack. I'll give it that. But God, not even. I feel like it's almost cheating putting the family in Luca as the supporting cast, because the minimum score that I'm willing to give them individually is a 10. Like, they're all probably 11 or 12 out of 10s, except for Julia, who's my 15. But that's it. Yeah, that's what I'll say for Up.
All right. Random then. Is Luca better than Monsters Incorporated?
I didn't expect Luca to get this far. Especially before I watched the film today. Both are great films, but Luca has gone as far as it'll go for me. I like Monsters Inc. better.
Please elaborate.
It may be nostalgia. It may be the connection between Mike and Sully I like better more than Luca and Alberto. Granted, they're both great. I really like Billy Crystal as Mike Wazowski. And yes, the family is great in Luca. You've got Roz. You've got John Ratzenberg as the Yeti. You've got Mr. Waternoose. You got... I was about to say you got Randall, but he's kind of meh. But I still kind of like him a bit. You got the Child Protection Agency. You got Boo. I might rethink of this if I rewatch Monsters Inc. one more time. I think the dynamic between Sully and Mike, along with just the creative setting of monsters working at like the scare factory floor and just scaring people for power, just triumphs it a bit more than Luca.
Okay.
Also, Roz. I just love... I love Roz.
Roz is the Monsters Inc. 15 out of 10.
Really, she is.
Right.
You didn't hand in your paperwork last week. I will never not quote that.
I'm watching you, Wazowski.
Always watching.
All right, there we go. Luca, you're finished with Luca. He's out of our hair.
Can it, Wazowski?
All right, let's then all who's left is Kirby fan.
My theory is going to be second place.
Wait,
Second place.
second.
Ooh.
So you like better than Inside Out? Is that what you think?
Better than Inside Out, not as good as Incredibles.
I think it's gonna be tight between Luca and Cars. But I am very curious to see where this goes up. I don't think I don't feel that this is gonna beat either Inside Out or Coco for you, but I could be wrong. But I think we let me just ask the question then. At number 7, you have WALL-E. Is Luca better than WALL-E?
So this is where when I was putting the list together, I was like, oh okay. I'm just gonna put Luca below WALL-E, not because I necessarily think it's worse, but because this just in between WALL-E and Up just seems like a good place to put it to really start being like, okay, now I gotta, compare these two. WALL-E, I'll give it credit. It was the first one where instead of just being like, yes, I said, yes. No, yes. Luca's better. Gosh, I love WALL-E and Eve. They're, as anyone will tell you, they are easily the best part of this movie. Everything with them is so good. The animation, their relationship, the humor, WALL-E and the other robots. Mo, yeah, Mo. Mo is this movie's 15 out of 10. Mo is this movie's 15 out of 10. And not to say that Luca isn't weighed down by anything, but I think there's just a bit too much of a focus in WALL-E on what doesn't work. And I mean, yeah, it's easy to just be like, oh, it's heavy-fisted, the humans don't work, fat shaming, all valid points. But there's a bit too, obviously WALL-E and Eve are the primary focus, but there's too much of a focus on what doesn't work. Alberto annoyed me, but he worked. The humans bother me, and they don't work. So this is a relatively easy pick for Luca.
Okay, all right. Then we're moving up. Your number 6 is Monsters Incorporated. Is Luca better than Monsters Incorporated?
I will grant Monsters, Inc. that it is the far more quotable movie, as has been demonstrated today. Mm-hmm. But this one was also a relatively quick, not as fast. I thought about it a little more than I did for WALL-E. But at the end of the day, I reached the same answer. Yes. Luca's gorgeous. The movie is so beautiful, and so much of Monsters, Inc. takes place in the factory. And I guess this is a bit of an unfair... It still bothers me. For some reason, it bothers me more in Monsters, Inc. than stuff in Cars. But, like, when they're on the way to work, it's just like this world wasn't built for the monsters. Luca is a world that was built to kill monsters. It's perfect. And as much as I do love the overall cast of Monsters, Inc., I feel like Luca's are a lot tighter. With Monsters, Inc., I care about the relationship between Mike and Sully and Boo, with occasional Sully and Waternoose in there as well. But with Luca, Luca and Alberto is heavy, but there's Luca and Julia, Luca and his parents, Alberto and Massimo and Julia, the cat with anybody. Gosh. And all that just tied together much stronger for me than pretty much anything in Monsters, Inc. other than Sully and Mike. And I guess Sully and Boo to an extent. But Sully and Mike are like definitely my strong grip in Monsters, Inc. And Luca just had a stronger grip, that's all.
All right. Now...
I never thought I'd talk about this movie again.
It has been so long since we've gotten to this point. Just years.
Yeah. I never thought I'd get the chance to talk about it again.
You could say you never thought you'd see the day.
What?
Literally the last time we've gotten this far was Coco. At number 5, you have Cars. Is Luca better than Cars?
You see, I defend Luca's lack of the town, but my favorite thing about Cars is the town. This was brutal.
I mean,
obviously the whole if I put Luca over Cars, I can't say Cars is the top 5 Pixar movie anymore, and that kills me inside. But
you want that so badly.
I do. But you know what? I've lived a very healthy life. If today is the day that I die because Cars is no longer in my top 5, I can live with that. Luca's better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh boy.
You gotta elaborate.
He bothers me a lot, but compared to you two, Lightning doesn't bother me too much, but probably about as much as Alberto does. And I certainly like Luca more than I like Mater, although I stand by Mater in Cars 1, not the rest. But in Cars 1, I still think Mater is very charming. But it just does ultimately, I love Cars. I love, even more than Luca's message. I'm LGBT and I prefer Cars' message. But Luca is just such a warm, pleasant experience. And Cars uses its coldness to get to a moral that I think is more important even than don't treat LGBT like garbage. They're people too. But that consistent warmth that Luca has for all of its problems that it has, like the parents, like the town not getting developed too much, like the beginning being lackluster, I think that still pushes it over the edge with Cars, which also has problems like a rough opening, tramp stamps, stuff like that. It was brutal because they're both heavily flawed and they both appeal to me in such different yet specific ways, but I like Luca more.
Luca has reached the top 5. At least
top 5.
Rip Cars. I'm
Rip
sad.
to Cars. Let's have a moment of silence for Cars leaving KirbyFan's top 5. Moving on up.
No, you have to do that in the Mater voice.
How do I do a trumpet voice in the Mater voice?
My best friend, Lightning McQueen.
That trumpet will cost you $2,000 in legal fees.
That's a good joke. I don't care what anybody says. That makes me laugh every single time.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
All right.
Okay. Top 5. We made it to top 5. At number 4, you have Finding Nemo. Is Luca better than Finding Nemo?
When Cars left my top 5, I felt like my senses were made more astute. My mind was opened up to infinite possibilities. So even though I do prefer Finding Nemo over Cars, this wasn't quite as difficult. Yes, I think Luca is better.
Whoa.
Okay. I love this chaos.
All right, talk.
So I mean, obviously the fish tank, but it's like if I weigh the fish tank to the problems of Luca, it's like, come on. But no, it's like Finding Nemo. It's so much good. I love that movie to pieces. Like, oh, I forgot to say this for Cars. This is my favorite thing to say whenever I talk about Cars. Cars is when it's like these are like my top tier Pixar movies, like my absolute favorites. I love saying that for Cars because I'm the only person that thinks Cars is a top tier movie. But whatever. So Finding Nemo, by all means, it's still a top tier movie. It's gonna come down to the same thing that I said about Cars. You know, Luca is on a personal level, even well, I mean, obviously the LGBT stuff, of course, but even bypassing that, you know, just the message of, you know, like get out there, do what you want to do. The story with Alberto's father and how Massimo is his father figure, stuff like that. The great dads in both movies. Oh, no, there's my reason. Massimo is a better dad than Marlon.
Oh, damn.
It's close, but it's like, gosh.
Top 10 Pixar dads.
Top 3, are you kidding me?
Oh, Massimo versus Bob Parr. That's a tough one.
Yeah, true.
We'll see if we get there, but it's like, gosh, that's tough.
Okay. I'm getting curious.
Yeah, now Random's starting to sweat.
Number 3.
Specifically, no, specifically because of what movie is next. Random's starting to sweat.
Specifically, that the next at number 3 you have Coco.
Yeah, I'm curious. Just know I accept it either way.
Is Luca better than Coco? the two-syllable films.
Both films have the letter C as their third letter. Therefore, it's a tie.
Alphabetically, Coco is the winner.
I mean, gosh, that would be so much easier than actually thinking about this. But,
okay, sorry.
I love Luca. I love Julia, Massimo, the cat. How natural everybody feels together. The dialogue, the conversation. The villain is funny. Like, on a strengths versus weakness ratio percentage, absolutely Coco is the better movie, but I'd argue Finding Nemo would be better. Monsters, Inc. would be better. Maybe, in like my book, Cars would be better. Nobody else's, but, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, just like Cars, the reason that it's so high up isn't because of, like, mathematical numbers. It's because of what the movie means. I don't think I can do it. Coco's better.
Aw, darn. I like this journey. I want to see how far you would go.
We were so close. I really wanted you to say, and here's why Luca does not beat Incredibles.
Look, I wanted it real bad too. Coco has okay. I say this a lot during Star Kid. I'm not thrilled with musicals, but like Coco has Remember Me. Like there. That's all you need to say.
That's really all you need to say.
Coco has the heart. It has Coco playing Remember Me, crying to his grandma, great grandmama, as Hector is about to go away. It has like 10 jokes just poured into my head. I can't even say one of them.
I rewatched Coco recently. It still holds up like incredibly well.
Coco also has the honor of having my favorite timed computer crash when Miguel steals De La Cruz's guitar and says sorry about this. He grabbed the guitar, and then my computer crashed. Like, Luca's never topping that. But no, run ends there. Luca is my number 4.
Damn.
Well, shit, I didn't think we'd get this far.
You were, I thought my prediction was it would be number 2. So
was that your prediction coming in, or
no? Not at all. My prediction, like. That was my prediction after hearing you talk about it.
Fair.
Because once you start talking about it, and like once I really listened to it, I was like, okay, it's pretty high up. I'm feeling risky. I'm gonna say it's number 2.
Yeah, but I did not think it would go that far, but I did have a suspicion that, like, especially just how similar the two are, the Cars would get close.
I might want to rewatch Cars and Finding Nemo just because of how much easier Finding Nemo was, but like I said, I think part of that is just the Cars is my top 5 mentality.
Maybe the fish tank just wasn't that bad.
I mean, I do want to rewatch Cars again because I'm the only person on the planet that ranks it this high.
Oh,
not in top 5 anymore.
No, top 6.
Trying. I mean, it's still a top. It's still top. It's like the. Well, it was the bottom top tier before you.
It's top 6, KirbyFan 66. We can kind of work it like that.
I guess. One more movie above Toy Story 1, and that's not in my top 10. That's, like, crazy to me. Let Lightyear be the one that dethrones it.
Oh, yeah. Man. When we get to Lightyear, fuck.
Oh, God. We'll get there when we get there.
Chris Evans, Captain America is going to be...
I can live with that.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes, but we have a film right before that, or like 3 months before that. I think like
we do
really soon.
Yeah, the Red Panda movie.
The the Tone in Red. So,
oh yeah.
Yep, we have.
I completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, but literally only because of Lightyear.
Yeah.
Those are the two Pixar films we have to look forward to. I'm curious to see where the hell it'll go, but enough. It's time. We have a 24-item list to read from.
I'm really interested to see how the rankings are now.
Yeah,
I think we all had Finding Nemo tied. I broke that.
So, from the bottom up, Cars 2 at 5 points. A Bug's Life at 7. The Good Dinosaur at 10. Cars 3 at 11. Ratatouille at 19. Monsters University at 19.
Yep, there's one.
Toy Story 3 at 20. Brave at 20.
And number
That's
2.
Finding Dory at 28. Incredibles 2 at 33. Toy Story 4 at 35. Onward at 35.
That's 3.
Number 4. That's 3.
Cars at 40. Toy Story 2 at 41. Soul at 46. Toy Story 1 at 50. Wall-E at 52. Luca at 52.
I knew it.
Monsters Incorporated at 53. Finding Nemo at 60. Up at 60.
5.
Incredible at 67. Coco at 68. And Inside Out at a very nice 69. We've made it.
If I put Luca over Coco, we could have had another tie.
We could have 6 ties.
We could have. I did you all a favor.
We have a tie in the top 5 now. Thanks a lot.
We have 5 ties.
We have 5 ties.
This list is a horrible mess. We gotta change some opinions around here.
I
vote just move Cars above all the ties. That's my solution.
I was really hoping that I could get started on this before we recorded this episode, but obviously not. But I really want to reevaluate a lot of these movies and try to swap stuff around because there was so much here that was really tough. And again, like I said, like there's stuff here that I haven't watched in 2 years. So I really want to do a 2022 reevaluation when we get to that point.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. There's a fucking lot of movies, so let's see what happens. But that's it.
That's it.
We finished the 2021. We hope you're having a great new year. God, is there anything else to say?
No, until
look forward to next week.
Oh, that's right. Next week, at least.
Gosh,
if nothing goes.
Gosh, I'm excited.
If nothing goes wrong in the scheduling, next week we have the start of a new podcast series. We already started recording it. Higurashi When They Podcast. It's gonna be very exciting to see that come out. I can just say up front that we already recorded the episode for book 4, so we're quite a ways in. And you'll just have to see.
We'll get more recorded actually by the time.
Yeah, by the time this comes out.
Way more recorded.
Yeah.
You're gonna be listening to our past selves, Random and I, first evaluating this series. Me still on my snowball microphone.
And me being like, I'm literally giving you guys the answers.
So
or are you?
Or are you? We'll see where that goes.
I've spoon-fed a couple of the answers.
We'll see where it goes. But thank you very much, everybody, for listening. It's time for the plug. The second.
Yep.
This is a proper one, like not on a bonus episode. If you like this episode, then you can follow us on Twitter, WRK Podcast. We'll let you know when the next podcast episode comes out. And we also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRK Podcast. And you can listen to these episodes on in audio form at wrk.simplecast.com and wherever else you get your podcast. But not SoundCloud. That one is dead.
Wait, is it?
No, it's still up, right?
It's soundcloud.com/Pixarspective.
There we go.
I'm never gonna update it, but there it is. So with that, I am the Wash-in Wave.
I am the random pasta here.
Best cat.
Yes, cat.
Best cat.
Hey, Random. I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.